So in this lecture, let me show you how to create a project using STM32Cube IDE. In this course, sometimes we will be creating project for our host. That means the project which is going to run on our host machine. So in my case, host machine is x86 64-bit machine. And sometimes we are going to create project for our target. And the target in our case is STM32 microcontroller based discovery board. Now let's first learn how to create a project for the host. For that, I'm going to launch the STM32Cube IDE, the same IDE we are going to use. And here we are going to open the workspace which we created for our host. So let me type host here. My workspace host. Let's launch. So go to file and go to new and then click on C project and click on C manage build here, and then you can click next and then you can give the project name here. So let me give the name 000, let's say a test project. So this is a project name, and here select MinGW GCC. So if you are creating the project under Windows machine, or you can just select GCC in case you are using Linux or Mac based systems. Since mine is Windows, I'm going to select MinGW GCC. Do not select MCU ARM or Cross GCC. Why? Because we are writing the application for our host. And after that, you can click next and finish. So here you can see that project is created. Let's add a source file. For that, right click and go to new source file. Let me add a source file. Let me call it as main.c. So this is a source file where I'm going to write my C program. Here it is. I just created a main.c file, and here we are going to write the code. Let me quickly add some code. So you need not to understand this code. So now I just added a small code snippet into the source file main.c. So you need not to understand this code. Anyway, we are going to learn the C programming from scratch in this course. So I just added some code in order to show you how to build and test the code. Once you write your code into the source file, so what you have to do is you have to build the project. For that, right click on the project and then select build project, and then check the console window here. So it will show you all the build logs. For example, let me do it once again. So let me build the project, and here you can see that the project is built successfully and the exe is created. That is the executable. So you can also see this exe right over here. You can execute this file. So now let's execute. So for that, what you have to do is you have to go to this path. For that, right click on this exe and select properties, and then click on this icon here. So which will open the folder where that exe is present. So here it is. The exe is present here. So just launch that as a Windows command prompt application. So that's how you build and test the code by using this IDE for host. In the next lecture, let's learn how to create a project for the target board. I'll see you in the next lecture. Alright, so now in the previous lecture, you actually learned how to create a project for the host. In this lecture, let's create a project for the target. For the target, I'm not going to create here. So for that, we have separate workspace. So let's launch that. So now I'm going to switch the workspace. And here, let me just type target. Let's launch. Let's create a project. Let's go to File, New, STM32 project. So just wait until it launches the target selector. So it is going to take some time initially. So it is initializing STM32 target selector. So let it happen. So, and it does some network activities. So let it happen. Don't cancel it. So now it actually launches the board selector, or what you can call it as target selector. Here you have to select your target. So what kind of microcontroller you are using, or what kind of board you are using. So that's why there is two types of selection. One is MCU selection and second one is board selection. Since we are using a standard board which is produced by ST Microelectronics, that is STM32F407 Discovery board, we can use board selector here. So, but if you have any custom board which is not recognized by ST, then you can just use MCU selector. Suppose if you have any custom board based on STM32 microcontroller, then you can go for MCU selector. In all our lectures, we are going to select through the board selector. So here, type your board. In our case, the board is 32F4 Discovery. Suppose if you have Nucleo, then you can type Nucleo. So it will list all the Nucleo boards supported. Select according to that. So now let me select STM32F4 Discovery. So here you can see that it shows the picture and all the details about this board. You can browse all the details here, and it also, this is a product information. And if you want to get the data sheet, you can just click over here. It will just open the data sheet. So, and if you want to access all the documentation related to this board, click on Docs and Resources. So here you can get the data sheet and the user manual. This is required. So you should download this user manual of the board. So all the documentation you can get right here. After that, what you have to do is you have to click Next. So now here you have to give the project name. Let me give a project name, test project. So here, targeted language, select as C, and targeted binary type, select executable, and targeted project type, select empty. This is very important, not STM32Cube. So do not select this unless you know how to work on STM32 CubeMX software. So after that, click on Finish. So you just created the project for the target. So now you can see this source, and here it has already kept a source file for you. So that is the main.c. So here you can start writing your application, and do not delete any files from this project. So all these files will be explained later in this course. So I'm just showing you the project creation steps. After that, let's close this. After that, go to console and then try to build this project. So let's build this project. So here it is. The cross compiler is invoked and the project is built successfully, and you got the executable which is in the format .elf. So as we make a progress in this course, we'll also learn how to load this project into the target hardware and how to debug the code, how to check the disassembly, how to execute the instructions one by one. So all these things we are going to explore as we make a progress. So with that note, I would like to end this video, and I'll see you in the next lecture.